To understand the world, it is necessary to see the various connections, dependencies, relations, not just the parts themselves, but also their multitudes of interactions. Neural networks, be they biological or artificial, are full of connections that model all sorts of interactions and the data presented to them. To this point, interpreting neural networks has involved identifying the parts of the data that the neural network regards as salient, but not necessarily the interactions between those parts. With a new technique called TaylorCam, a higher order extension of GradCam, we extract interpretations from convolutional neural networks that don't just rank individual objects, but also their interactions with each other. At a high level, our method works by observing how changing one object affects the meaning or salience of another object. If the effect is big, then so is the interaction. For example, changing a passing car into an empty road would change the meaning of a yield sign from stop to go. Therefore, TaylorCam would identify an interaction between a passing car and a yield sign. How does TaylorCam compute these changes? Naturally, by turning to calculus, the mathematics of change, namely Hessians and higher order cross derivatives. How does it measure the salience of objects? With GradCam. The result? An explanatory tool that elucidates multi-object interactions and relational reasoning. Check it out. We told a neural network to classify images that contain both a person and a car. Classify yes if they do, no if one or both are missing. And here, TaylorCam looks at the neural network's gradients and correctly interprets that the top interaction is between the person and the car. The person and the car. Next, we made a synthetic environment consisting of quote-unquote cars, i.e. these rectangles, quote-unquote signs, i.e. these triangles, and quote-unquote a yield sign, i.e. the red triangle in particular. The neural network must predict whether to go or stop based on whether the image includes both a yield sign and a car. Can TaylorCam explain the neural network's behavior? TaylorCam indeed identifies interactions between the red triangle, the yield sign, and the rectangle, the car, from looking at the neural network's gradients. What about when a yield sign is not present? In cases such as this, when there are no interactions, TaylorCam intuitively assigns scores of 0 to all object interactions, or it interacts regions with themselves via immediately adjacent regions, as shown here. Finally, we conducted a human study to compare TaylorCam against other methods on the complex task of explaining a neural network's relational reasoning in the domain of visual question answering. In this visual question answering problem, a neural network sees an image of random objects and is asked a relational question about those objects, such as, which shape is closest to the green square? Here, the answer is circle. A unique benefit of TaylorCam is that it can visualize relational strategies and tell us whether a neural network model is behaving as we wanted or expected it to. Looking at neural network gradients, TaylorCam can illuminate the neural network's relational reasoning without seeing the question or answer, only the neural network's gradients. Here are TaylorCam's top 4 discovered interactions for different questions. Which shape is closest to the green square? The bounding boxes represent regions that TaylorCam believes the neural network is relating. Indeed, TaylorCam found that the neural network relates the green square with its closest neighbors, in particular, the blue circle. Which shape is furthest from the blue circle? TaylorCam correctly searches the regions furthest from the blue circle in relation with the blue circle. How many objects have the same shape as the green object? TaylorCam interacts the green square with all of the objects that have the same square shape. Which shape is closest to the purple square? TaylorCam correctly identifies proximal interactions with the purple square. Which shape is furthest from the pink circle? TaylorCam interacts the pink circle with its furthest region. How many objects have the same shape as the yellow object? Here, TaylorCam interacts the yellow object with the other square-shaped objects. Compared to GradCam and the recent glider, a human cohort was able to reverse engineer questions and relevant objects from TaylorCam at a significantly higher guess accuracy. TaylorCam is a powerful tool for explaining interactions in deep learning. We hope that this explanatory tool can be used and built upon to better explain the complex, interoperating factors underlying neural network reasoning and their perceptions of the world.